Dollar Tree gardening supplies are here, and today at this new store they just unboxed what I believe is the best garden deal of the year. In fact, I was shocked. However, there are a few items I feel you should avoid. So let's go inside and I'll show you. So this store definitely has more items and they're a little bit different. We have these little trellises and some of these wind spinners. I've never bought these, so I really don't know how they look. And of course, they do have my absolute favorite garden gloves. And sometimes what I'll do, I'll put them on backwards so the rubber is on the top of my hand. I usually do that when I'm pruning roses. Cute little squirt bottles. They're pretty different colors. If you need to fill them up with bug spray or you need to mist plants. And look at these hooks. Everything here is $1.50. They come in white and they come in black. The store is nice and organized. Oh, these are kind of cute. They're heart-shaped. You fill them with water and you stick them in your plants and they help keep your plants hydrated. Now, I will be very honest with you. These stackable containers, because they're so small, I did not have good luck with those. So if you live in a warmer climate like I do in California, you have to water those constantly because they do run out. But it looks like for $1.50, you get 2 of them. I suggest getting the larger ones. I have these, and those are perfect for like herbs and strawberries. And this store also has these plant cloches. And I love how they have a little thing on the top to let the air flow in and out. These are really nice. I mean, $1.50. It'll definitely keep the birds from getting to your seedlings. And of course, my favorite, these plant clips are wonderful. They'll last about a year or two, but for $1.50, they come in 2 different sizes, and I believe there's 10 or 12 of them in there. These are perfect for securing vines to arbors and trellises. I absolutely love mine, that's for sure. And these containers here, those are great for putting in your garden tools and seeds, bulbs, anything. I love those. I always find a use for those little containers. For $1.50, they're totally worth it. Now, let me talk to you about these hummingbird feeders. These hummingbird feeders work very well. However, what I don't like about them is they don't have a little perch for the hummingbirds. What you can do is get bread ties and stick them around the flowers, because the little birds, they need a little perch. So that's the only reason why I would never recommend those unless you put a perch on it. However, I am happy to tell you that this hummingbird nectar does not contain any colors or dyes. Of course, it's easy to make hummingbird nectar yourself. All it is 1 part sugar to 4 parts water. But if you just don't have the time or you want to buy nectar, the Dollar Tree nectar is not bad. Like I said, no dyes, and it's ready to go. You just pour it in and add the water. And they do have some potting soil, the Miracle Grow. This is my absolute favorite. I always buy this at the big box stores. It's nice that they sell these little bags though, because sometimes we only need a little bit. And above the soil, they have these nice window boxes. They come in black and orange, and these are $3 each. The only thing you would have to do is poke holes through those. You could use a hot soldering iron. Sometimes if you use a drill, it could break the plastic. But hey, whatever it takes to get the hole in there, because they definitely need to drain. I like the black ones too. So $3 for window boxes. And this store also has these attractive pots. To me, they look like beehives.
This store actually has them in blue. I like the blue. Only $1.50? That is such a great deal. These are really cute. See, this is why you should always go to different Dollar Trees, because their inventory is different. It's kind of the same, but different colors and different times they put things up. These are nice saucers, $1.50. Oh, they have wheels. Fancy, fancy. That's really a great idea. Then you can just move things around in your garden. Now, I'm going to be very honest with you about these watering cans. These watering cans are absolutely horrible. What happens is when you fill them up with water and then you go to water a plant, all the water spills out the sides. The only way you can use these is if you fill them halfway up and you tip them very slow. But in my opinion, what would be the point of getting a watering can? So this is one item I wouldn't get. These are fun containers that you can hang on a fence and put your gardening tools in, or your seeds, or you could even put little succulents in there for $1.50. Here's all their cute little garden gloves. They always have pretty decorations. You know, these would be great for like gift baskets because they're so pretty. You could give these to garden friends. You could get a pretty container and put a shovel in it, some seeds, and pretty garden gloves, and that would make a really good gift. But I do like their garden tools, not their pruners, but their shovels. That's a nice sturdy shovel, and I love how it's so fat. You could really scoop up a lot of dirt without using a giant long-handled spade. I think for $1.50, that's a great price, and it's very heavy too. See how cute that is? And that would only cost $6 for that, $1.50 each. And these cute little misters for your house plants for $1.50. I'm not really quite sure how long they would last, but when I push down on this lever, the spring feels really good. Really pretty colors too. Yeah, that feels really sturdy and strong. And these little teeny tiny clay pots. I think that would be a really fun project for kids to paint those. Those are adorable. Or you could use these on top of sticks and posts so you don't run into those posts. I love the Dollar Tree seeds. They're from American Seed Company. And my viewers have told me that they have great germination rate. I would say 99% of my viewers tell me that they have great luck with the seeds. And I did as well. And now they have these cute little seed starting pots. That's cute. You could always use egg cartons, but those look a little bit deeper, which is better. Now these garden bombs, they're ready to use. You just add water, but I will be very honest with you. I've never been able to grow seeds from these. So in my opinion, I kind of think they're a waste of money. These are really cute. I love how deep they are. That's a really, really good price, $1.50. That's adorable. And they even come with a little plastic lid to keep the cold weather and birds out so your seeds can germinate. Here's another clever way you can start seeds. Dollar Tree sells these containers. They're $1.75 and they all come with a plastic lid. It's like your own personal little greenhouse. You could put a lot of seeds in there. So you could get that Miracle-Gro soil for $5 and start seeds in that for $1.75. And once again, I cannot come to Dollar Tree and not show you how wonderful these waste paper baskets are. These fit over seedlings perfectly to keep the birds out. And they have oodles of spray bottles. These would be good for fertilizer, bug spray. Maybe these are better than those decorative ones I showed you. $1.50. And if you have to clean out a bird bath or a water fountain, they also have these brushes. I'm getting a new bird bath, so I think this brush will be perfect for $1.50. You can't go wrong. I did find more solar lights, although I'm not too impressed with their selection. But what I can tell you that I love are these solar stake lights that actually look like flames glowing. Those are my absolute favorite. They're so pretty at night. For $1.50, those are totally worth it. But these little lights, they do really well too. You can just stick those in flower pots and imagine the pretty pattern that would leave. I love Dollar Tree solar lights. These lasted me 2 years. However, the flame ones, they only lasted for one garden season. A few of them burned out and I just had them a year. So just keep that in mind. Maybe they use more battery to flicker and look like flames. And here are some fairy garden items. These always sell quick. So if I see something I like, I'm gonna pick it up real fast because they don't last. And they're $1.50 each. My grandkids love decorating my children's fairy garden area. And these are the stepping stones I put in my fairy garden. I know they're not real stepping stones, but because it's a fairy garden, that's just what I call them. These last one season. The sun will fade these, and I'm told that if they get wet, they crumble, although mine have not. I've left them out in the rain, and they did not crumble. I think for $1.50, it's totally worth it. They just add so much color to the garden. I don't know if it's just me, but it seems like last year, these were a lot bigger. I think the boots are smaller this year. In fact, all these signs are a little bit smaller, but they're $1.25 each. And of course, these signs are so cute. Welcome to my pad, of course, appropriate for frogs. I really like this one. This is kind of like my logo. The garden is my happy place. I always say that. And welcome with the bees. I love how this store has utility gloves in the garden section. I mean, that makes total sense, right? They're not as pretty as the flowery patterned ones, but these are actually more sturdy. Wow, these would be great for pruning roses. I can't believe they're only $1.50. That's too good to be true. I'm gonna find out because that's a really good price if they're $1.50. Do you know how much these are?
They're $1.50, I believe,
Really?
but they're hardware. Yeah.
Wow, that's cheap. Thank you. I thought they'd be more. I can't believe it. These are super thick and that rubber is so sturdy. I'm definitely going to get a pair of these. So I know that the prices have gone up by 25 cents, but come on, friends, utility gloves for $1.50, that is a steal.
Well, I hope you enjoyed going shopping with me. And if you can't find what you're looking for at your local Dollar Tree, try a different store because each one's a little bit different. Thanks for watching.